What if I tell you that you don't need 80% of win rate? If your average win is bigger than your average loss, it's enough to have 54% of win rate and beat consistently the markets in a long-term game and be actually consistently profitable. And to prove you that, I'm gonna show you a quick 2-minute video of Roger Federer, the top tennis player in the world.
In tennis, perfection is impossible.
First words. In tennis, perfection is impossible. The same in trading. Perfection isn't possible. From 80 to 90% of the time and of the moves, they're just chaotic and you cannot predict them. So you just simply need to find your edge, what works for you, and stick to your edge. Stick to your trading system that you created by your own and only execute in like 5 or even less percentages of like the whole time that you're waiting.
In the 1,526 singles matches I played in my career, I won almost 80% of those matches. Now, I have a
80% of those matches? What you're talking about? You talking me about win rate or what? But stop. It's only about the matches. Listen carefully.
question for you. What percentage of points do you think I won in those matches? Only 54%. In other words, even top-ranked tennis players win barely more than half of the points they play.
He won little bit more than a half of his points. And I genuinely believe that's more than possible to create the system that gives you like 50% of win rate, 55, 54% of win rate. That's really possible to create that system.
When you lose every second point on average, you learn not to dwell on every shot. You teach yourself to think, okay, I double faulted, it's only a point. Okay, I came to the net and I got passed again, it's only a point. Even a
And key is how to learn not to dwell on every position. After a loss, after a lose streak, after a win streak, when you feel invincible, when you feel overconfident, it's so easy to make some dumb mistake. So teach yourself how not to dwell, how not to be attached to past traits.
great shot, an overhead backhand smash that ends up on ESPN's top 10 playlist, that too is just a point. So and here's why I'm telling you this. When you're playing a point, it has to be the most important thing in the world, and it is. But when it's behind you, it's behind you. This mindset is really crucial because it frees you to fully commit to the next point and the next point after.
And here is I want to make some really important clarification, because when you will be so over-focused on the next trade and only the next trade is the most important thing in your life, with a really big probability you will have a bad execution, you will be emotionally unstable, and you will just a bigger chance to lose this trade. One trade will change nothing in your life. And why did you came here? To survive in a long-term game and not just to quick flash and then disappear. Think a little bit wider. That's just the one trade out of 100 trades, out of 1,000 trades. It's just a statistic. And you testing your idea. All right. So you don't need to be so over-focused about next trade. But I agree with the second part of the sentence is what's behind you, that's behind you, all right? Don't let those past feelings ruin your next trades. And the same, of course, is in tennis. And what I recommend you to do is to analyze what you're doing wrong, find the root of your problem, and try not to repeat this mistake over and over again. And on the next execution, you will be prepared.
That with intensity, clarity, and focus. The truth is, whatever game you play in life, sometimes you're going to lose a point, a match, a season, a job. It's a roller coaster with many ups and downs. And it's natural when you're down.
Trading is really perfect example of roller coaster. Trading is exist to test your patience, to test your weaknesses, to find your internal demons, and to show you that you are not so good as you think. And what's talking further, it's natural. Of course, it's natural. What we doing as a traders, it's unnatural. It's supernatural. We testing our really bad sides, our FOMO, our greed, our impatience, our desire to trade, be in the trade, to prove that you are right when you're not right. And you can be successful here if you only conquer one person.
Down to doubt
And you know what is the person.
yourself and to feel sorry for yourself. And by the way, your opponents have self-doubt too. Don't
You don't have usual opponent. Your opponent, you may thought, is just the charts or other participant of the market, but it's not. It's not the real your opponent. The real your opponent is the reflection in the mirror in your bathroom. That's the real opponent that you need to conquer. You need to be the best version of yourself. Show up every day. Do it regardless what do you feel. And I'm not talking about, oh, you need to take one more trade, one more trade. It's not about quality. Sorry, it's not about quantity. It's only about quality. So when you trying your best, trying the hardest that you can, you will never miss your lucky day.
ever forget that. But negative energy is wasted energy. You want to become a master at overcoming hard moments. That is, to me, the sign of a champion. The best in the world are not the best because they win every point. It's because they know they'll lose again and again and have learned how to deal with it.
They learned how to deal with it. They learned how to deal with the bad moments. You need to actually train your mind to lose without fear, without losing inner balance, without emotional attachment, and without the desire to get revenge. And as I said, it's unnatural, it's supernatural. We're not built for that. And actually, it's also easy to say and much harder to stick to. And here is creating like the difference between an amateur and the professional.
You accept it, cry it out if you need to, and then force a smile. You move on, be relentless, adapt and grow, work harder, work smarter.
Work smarter. Why you cannot break the cycle of mediocrity, the cycle of break even? Because you're doing the same mistake over and over again and hope another result. Bro, you serious? It's insanity. Start journaling. Start reviewing the trades that you journal, bro, because it is exactly where you can see your flaws, where you can see your mistakes. And from this, you can correct them. This is exactly your road, how to be consistent and profitable. Just start doing this shit. Everybody talks about it. But why not everybody like successful and profitable? Because like only a few % of the population just do it.
Remember, work smarter.
Remember, work smarter. Have a clean vision before every execution. Be exactly in this present moment, and also at the same time, don't assign too much importance to the next trade. So you need to feel this balance. You need to remember your past mistakes, repeat them time by time, but these past mistakes cannot affect your future executions. So keep positive vibrations, frequencies, keep positive energy, and day after day, you will become wiser, smarter, and just simply better. Godspeed.